Hey there, life coaches. How are you? Welcome. I wanted to jump in and do a bonus live session today. We wrapped up yesterday the core content in how to become a wildly in demand life coach. Okay, so you already have a roadmap to making changes now to create a more scalable, sustainable, profitable life coaching business when you pull together this framework, okay? The three core sessions that we talked about and then pulling it together in the fourth were about overcoming the three big roadblocks to becoming a fully booked or booked out or just having paying clients as a life coach, okay? So from going from overlooked to fully booked. Now, I kind of don't love the fully booked word or term as much. I know it kind of resonates, which is why I used it, just because to give you that sense of you're going to have clients coming in. But I don't love fully booked as a term because it kind of implies that you need to have all these hourly sessions and just book out your diary and your schedule all week. And I am just so against that, because as a personality-based brand of your own, and that is, make no mistake what you are. I know you're like, but I'm a coach, I want to help people. You are a personality-based brand, which is you and you only, right? So that requires you to, be showing up in a certain way, which can be frightening and scary, absolutely, but it does require you to do some emailing to your list, to do some list building activity, to do some connection. So that is on top of obviously coaching, right? You need to be doing things in your business that are going to bring clients in, right? Like, we can't just sit there and go, okay, we're going to hang our shingle up and let's go. You can't just rely on referrals and networking and endless posting on social media, blogging and podcasting. Those things are all great. I'm not here to poo-poo them, but if we sit here and just wait for that, things are going to be slow. So there are other elements that we need to overcome. The first being your offer. And that is what I meant about the fully booked. I don't want you booking out like all these one-on-one sessions all week and being so busy you don't have any time to keep filling your client pipeline. The other roadblock is, how do you convert people without speaking to having a million free sessions, or speaking to people on sales calls who are unqualified, okay? So the first one is offer. We want to move from hourly sessions and free sessions to group. Second one is conversion. How do you have a reliable way to pre-qualify people, a scalable way to convert people? And that's when we talk about the no pitch webinar, or you could do a live session series like what I've got here. Both we have a game plan, absolute success map for in the Coach Co program, which opened its doors yesterday. If you have not had a chance to have a look at that yet, I would love you to come and join me, victoriagibson.com/coach. It's only open until next Wednesday, okay? So it's not something you want to sit around and wait for. Go and have a look. Everything is on that page. If you have any questions at all, come ask me. Regardless. Okay, second roadblock was conversion. Okay, this is something I am deeply passionate about, getting things that convert. And one of the big drivers for conversion is your message, which comes back to choosing your niche and creating a message to market. And that's what we cover in Coach Co, okay? That is such a big driver for conversions. Often as life coaches, we're looking for all those strategies and tactics that we kind of think will move the needle for us. But if we don't have this foundation, which so many life coaches do not have, then you are going to struggle with your marketing, because in your mind, you're thinking, hey, but I know, this is where I can take you. Here's Paradise Road. Let's go. Jump in the car with me and I will take you there. But we're missing that first step of finding the right people, firstly, identifying the specific struggle, problem, challenge that they need to overcome, and developing up a repeatable framework, approach, blueprint, system, call it what you will, that will take those beautiful people with that horrible problem to paradise, right? That's when we bring all of those together. So let's cover that again. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. I would love, am I even live? I haven't even checked. I would love, how's me? I just get on live. Am I live? I might just be talking to my iMac. I hope not. Please give me a little, just a like. If you don't like it, I don't know, just like it so that I know you're listening and that you're hearing it. Because I know a lot of you have these questions. And you know that I've been coming here. I am showing up. You got a question? I'm not running and hiding from it. I'm not trying to like dance around the edges so you buy my stuff. This is me showing up. This is what the advantage of being in this group is. You will not get me posting in here every day. No way, right? You do at the moment. But come in here and I'll do these and I'm, oh, hello, thank you. Thanks for signs of life. I love it. They're breathing, people. But when I come and do these workshops, I am giving you everything. I will coach you. You ask me a question, it's no problem. I do not have some agenda. Of course, I'm doing this workshop to invite you into my program. I'm not making any bones about that, but I'm happy to help you along the way, okay? So does it mean I come in here every day and coach for free and give you all the answers? No, but during this workshop, till next Wednesday, you got me, okay? So tag me in your posts, ask me, I'm here. I'm not here to then just try and chat to you and make you buy my program, okay? And not that there's anything wrong with that. I think, if you've got a solution, get it out there. But I want to let you know that my passion is getting coaches out of, and specifically life coaches, out of that messaging drama so that they can move forward, okay? You've got to play along with me, right? You've got to have the belief that it's going to work as well. One thing, hang on, I'm going to go back and put that on the board. One thing I was thinking this morning when I was on I've got a Peloton. It's only new, and I know it's not like a big deal for people in America because it's been around for ages, but we only just got them in Australia and I am mad for it. Anyway, I was doing my 80s ride this morning because I am an absolute 80s tragic. 80s pop music, that is my thing. I love it. So one of the reasons I love the Peloton is that there's 80s rides. Oh my God. Anyway, today I was on the bike and it was, excuse me while I have a cup of coffee. It was Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do With It? Now, if you've watched I watched the old movie, The What's Love Got to Do With It, with Angela Bassett. Amazing. If you haven't watched that, it's old, but it's really good. And then they had the Tina documentary with her retiring, which you might have seen, more recent version. And in it, she talked about recording What's Love Got to Do With It, right? So this is such a good example of, having it coming together and having people help you kind of reinvent your message or get your message off the ground, right? Because for those of you who don't know, with Tina Turner, she was, Ike Turner was her husband, mentor. They were Tina and Ike, and they were together and they were very successful. He was very abusive, and she left everything. And the only thing she got out of when she left, got to keep, was her name. And she was doing a lot of Vegas shows, trolling around, but wasn't getting any traction, even despite the fact she'd had a lot of fame. And she got an Australian manager. That might have had something to do with it. She got an Australian manager who hooked her up with some record producers and said, we need a fresh sound for you. We need to reinvent who you are. And in it, she did, they got this song, What's Love Got to Do With It? And the songwriter producer came and he's like, yep, this is going to be great. The manager's like, this is going to be great. Tina Turner is like, it will not be great. This is a horrible song. I do not like it. This is not my style. This is not for me. Like, full diva moment. I do not like this song. I do not want to do it. She's contracted to the record company, so I don't know how they actually twist her arm to do it. I sometimes have this with my clients. Please do it. I can see it. It's the number one. I can see it's top of the Billboard charts, right? You've got to overcome that resistance like Tina had to with What's Love Got to Do With It, right? So then she went and recorded it. Hello, the rest is history. I was writing to it this morning going, it's such a great song, right? It nearly didn't happen, and if it was up to Tina Turner, it wouldn't have happened because she couldn't quite see how that was going to be her message, how that sound and that song was going to be her message. So sometimes it's like trying to see the label from inside the wine bottle. You can't do it alone. And I know for sure, because I can't do this work alone. I've had to have mentors help me. Even one of my beautiful friends, Jody Jealous, helped me with my first message, which still needed work earlier on. But we were lucky enough to be in Bali one time, and we'd hosted a retreat, and then afterwards I said, I've got to do my message. I help all these people with messages, and we worked through it all, and I had the pillars, and I still love it. And she used to get these chalk texters. I don't know if you call them texters in America, markers, maybe you call them, you know, like this, but chalk, liquid chalk, and she put them on the windows, and so that was our whiteboard, and we mapped it out, and I was like, oh my God, you cannot do this shit alone. You just can't. It's impossible, because you've got all these fears, doubts, and judgments that come in that stop you from really seeing it the way your market would see it. You need that outside perspective because you're too biased, right? All you can see is where people should be. So you kind of, your language and your posting generally falls into more of that guidance, expert, result focused space. And then you forget to take people on the journey from meeting them at their problem, to knowing and seeing them fully in their problem, and to them feeling seen in their problem. So we get that connection. This group is called Connect and Convert for a reason. Conversion, because I'm totally into conversion. If something doesn't convert, I am in there pulling it apart to work out why, and I'll generally know why, okay? Not trying to toot my own horn, but I kind of am. Anyway, the connection part is really, really important. It's something I've struggled with because I've had a lot of fear of being visible, fear of being seen as too much, fear of people going, like we all do, right? That whole... Victoria, she's a bit extra, she's really loud, or all those things that come up, right? And I am doing my best to push through them. This is why I love marketing frameworks. Guess what? If I'd have waited to see if I was going to feel like doing this workshop this week, do you think I would have done it? Do you think if I thought, I'll just post every day because, that's what someone told me to do you think I'd consistently do it? No. But when I show up with frameworks, when I plan these in, and I come here and I'm just going to give you my all, it is the best thing ever. I love it. I really love it. But the week before, guess what? I really hate it. I did not want to do it. I'm like, why? Why did I do that? But I've got the commitment of having put together. I put Facebook ads in. You guys have come in from ads if you don't know me already, right? I've paid to have you in here. I paid to give you free stuff. It's kind of a bit mind-bending at first. But I wouldn't have, if I just decided, all right, well, I'm going to randomly post things without a message, you wouldn't have known why you were coming. You wouldn't have come into the group if I didn't give you a clear outcome-focused deliverable that you can get when you come in here. Like a promise of beautiful goodness and value that you can create for your own audience as well. And as you do it, you build trust, you build connection, and you don't have to have a really long runway with this. I want that to be really clear. Some people, with organic social media, that's what's happening. It's long runway stuff. You're in the cockpit waiting, and you're going to be on that runway for a long time before you hit takeoff, okay? But with the strategies that we talked about this week, you won't have to wait as long, okay? But the real foundation and bedrock of it all is having a profitable niche, okay? Which is, I promise we are going to get to it. But I want to give you the context of it, because people are just I hear about niche, I just want to help everybody. What are the limitations? The limitations are, let me get to that after I see I'm a terrible teacher. Can you imagine with my ADHD, me teaching people in classrooms? That'd be fun. Anyway, okay, let me tell you what niche is, and then I'm going to talk limitations, these are only in your own mind, by the way. Hopefully you can hear me. I know it's a bit echoey in here. Anyway, okay, so we want your target market, target audience, people you serve, okay? People you serve. I didn't do the circle big enough. I used to have this client, a guy, when I did his ads. He's literally crazy. He's not crazy. I'm not casting aspersions. He's a bit madcap, right? His name's Garrett J. White. If you've ever seen him, he does Wake Up Warrior. Anyway, he used to always say to me, can you draw that for me? I'd be like, no, I'm telling you what to do. Here's the strategy. I'm not drawing it. He's like, no, I see it better when it's in diagram form. I'm like, that is not how I learn. I'm not a visual learner. So please forgive my notes. I've noticed I've not even done that big enough. So, gosh, see, these are my limitations. Okay, people we serve, problem we solve. Okay, but not just problem, situationally specific problem. Okay, so whenever I ask people about their niche, they tell me where that Paradise Road story, where they're going to take people. Well, but even not knowing even how good that Paradise Road is going to be. Things like helping women feel more authentic, helping women love themselves, helping women, I'm trying to think of other examples, be confident. Confident is actually a little bit more detailed than the sort of self-love stuff, but I get a lot of Paradise Road stories there. Okay, I want you to tell me what problem, why they need the paradise, like what's the problem they're experiencing, what's going on, how's it showing up. It should be a problem they're experiencing daily, okay, and it should be something that would continue if they don't get help. So sometimes there's problems that, like, you know, how to plan your wedding, right? Well, once the wedding's finished, you don't got that problem. There's still a problem that people are going to pay to solve. But in life coaching, right, like you're going to be having to get an audience, you know, replenish your audience constantly, which you are always going to be adding to your audience. But do you see what I mean? Like that kind of shorter time span of a problem that they would have to keep can be a bit of a red flag. Doesn't mean you can't do it, but it can be. The other thing is your system. This is the most horrible diagram ever. So do not worry. System. So when we pull them all together, guess what? That is your niche. Okay? People you serve, target market audience. The specific problem that they have. Your unique approach, expertise, system. When that all comes together, we have takeoff, okay? And it's so beautiful. But to get there, oh my God, agony. My sister is a messaging expert or kind of content creator messaging expert. She has an amazing framework. So she's like, I'll help you when I was niching down at the end of last year into life coaches, because I have struggled with this for so long. I do not want you to struggle the way I have. I'm excellent at sorting it out for other people, hopeless at doing it for myself, cannot see the label from inside the bottle, okay? Anyway, so my sister said she'd help me. And, you know, we're pretty straight shooting, both of us. Like by the end of 3 sessions, I was like, that's it, I haven't got it, I don't know. I'd tell her, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to help life coaches earn more money. I want them to get clear on their messaging. And she's like, so what? Okay, no, that's not enough. What? Right? And I'm kind of like that too. I'm going to ask you the questions. So if you're brave enough on this broadcast, please ask, tell me what you got, be prepared to go deeper. If you look in some of the comments of the sessions, these sessions are coming down Wednesday. Coach Co is closing Wednesday. You got till Wednesday to tap in here and get what you need, or take the step to come into Coach Co, because I can assure you in Coach Co, I don't let you move past phase 1 until you are happy with this and I'm happy with this. Okay, my eyes are on it. You're not one of 100 people in that group. Okay, you get coaching with me, you get the guidance, but you're also here so we can do it. But when you have a look in the comments, you'll see people have asked me about their niche, and I've asked further questions with some of them. Some people have popped on, I'm like, awesome, love it, let's go. So it's not all tear down material. Okay, I promise. I know I seem bossy. I kind of am a bit bossy, but I'm only doing it from a place of love because I want this to work. I hear far too many stories of life coaches and coaches out there who have been trying to make this work for way too long, have bought program after program, tried strategy after strategy, and most of the time they're missing the mark with this. Because if you can create an offer so amazing that people would just be like, they question themselves saying no, then you win. And when you can describe your audience's problem better than they can in their own mind, you win. Okay, this is not easy work to do, and I would just Say, I don't think you can do it alone, okay? And I'm not just talking, do your ideal client avatar. Who's the customer? Think like Jane from Idaho, who is this, and this. This isn't just about how old she is, doing one specific person. It does help to think in terms of one specific person, absolutely, but it's not overly necessary. I'd rather you get specific about the problem, right? Like, what is the nuance of the problem? So if you go into, like, we think about categories, right? That we've got health, wealth, I was going to tell you about limitations. I'll do that in a minute. I forget. ADHD brain. Okay, health. By the way, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. I'm self Dr. Google diagnosed with it. Okay. Actually, some of my girlfriends call me Dr. Gibson because when they have a medical problem, sometimes they ring me. What do you think this is? I'm like, I know what's going on. Okay. And that must be you, Lindsay. I'm pretty sure. I can't see the name in here because of Ecamm. Oh, good. It is you. And Claire, yay. Fellow ADHD, I think that's what you're saying there. Yes, can't orgasm. Women who can't orgasm with their partner, it makes them question their relationship. That is cool, but the nuance might be that they're not thinking it's the orgasm that's the problem. Maybe they're like thinking, or they're afraid to orgasm. Like there might be just a nuance on that, right? But that would be there. I just wonder with that, if that's the problem, or it's more that they feel like they're letting their partner down. Like if you go into messaging there, because most women are trying to please other people, right? So they're maybe not thinking, oh, I'm missing out for myself in not having an orgasm. They're thinking, oh my God, he's going to cheat on me. He keeps pressuring me to have sex. I can't relax and I don't want to have sex with my husband. Like that kind of nuance. It's like, I feel like I'm letting myself down. So I think you're on the right track. Absolutely. That is good. That's the direction. I know we've chatted about your message, and I do think that this is the area that we're going to play in. But I would question whether the women are really like, oh, it's because I can't orgasm. I think it's more how to enjoy sex, how to want it, how to not let someone down because you're feeling over it and resisting it, or something more around that. That's more of the nuance of the problem for them. That would be my judgment on it. Like, I'm not expert, but hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit. Yes, Claire, see, you've done the quizzes like me, the ADHD. See, that's message to market. It's speaking to us who cannot concentrate. Back on it. Health, wealth, relationships, spirituality. Okay? They're the key areas that you start. You do not end there. Okay, this is just what I'm saying. You've got to fall into one of these areas first. Okay? In spirituality, I kind of call that personal power as well. Like how you can, or just power. I think that could come into kind of both, but there is like almost like a need for another thing. If it's something around personal power, I'm okay if it doesn't fit into one of those. But if it fits into one of those, we first go tick. So Lindsay, yours does, because it's relationships. Claire, what's yours? You can fill me in on your area if you're feeling brave, if you'd like to. Yours fits into relationships, but you can see people be like, hey, I'm a relationships and sexuality coach. It's like, okay, that's great. What does it mean to me? You're talking about you and your level of expertise, but what does it mean to me? Lindsay, what if it's that she wants it but can't get there with a partner and makes her feel less than a woman? Yes, you could test it. I don't know if she feels less than, I just think less than a woman. Like I'd go there. Like how does it show up? Is it like, I'm so hungry, he's not into me anymore? And is that making her question it? Or is it, I get where you're going with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm only asking these questions to drill down a little bit more. because yesterday you were talking about them not having desire, or like how to activate their own or maybe you didn't say that, but some women might have I don't have the desire anymore, so it's not a problem for me. Not having sex is, in this instance, you're saying she does have the desire, but she's not having the satisfaction. With this, I would also, even maybe a layer of specificity might be that her partner might have, and this is obviously in a heterosexual relationship, not necessarily same sex. Well, it could be in same sex. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not, putting it all in one box, but maybe like erectile dysfunction. So there's women who have popped into their 30s and 40s and they're like, I'm on fire, okay, I'm ready, I'm hot, I'm desiring more sex, but my husband he's a burnt out, stressed out individual who isn't desiring sex. But I'm thinking if there's something like when you talk to a specific problem with ED, like that has an impact on the partner, right? Like on the partner who wants the sex but perhaps isn't having satisfying sex. And yes, I do think that there would be, not that I'm the expert, you are, but I do think there would be some women who'd be like, I wish that I could orgasm with my partner. But my fear with that is it's a bit like the self-love. Like, of course, we'd love to unconditionally love ourselves more, but most women will look over that problem because it's about meeting their needs first. And I always find with problems that are about meeting their needs first, they're very hard to market to. And that may be why you've been having some issues. Whereas if they can put it to a more immediate need or specific, I'm going down a rabbit hole here, but hopefully you get what I mean. That yes, it's still about them, but they want to make sure their husband's kind of included in their pleasure because of his issue, or how to get him more engaged, all that kind of thing. I just think it's just a tweak on the problem. I'm sure there are women out there who are like, I want him to rock my world, but I think that's also about how to connect back in with your husband and how to make him want you more. But I think that is less of a problem than the other way around. So hopefully that makes sense. Then we want to go another layer down. Now this does speak to the limitations that I'm reminding myself with, right? Is that the limitations of having a niche, and everybody's will be, but then I'm narrowing down who can buy from me. Then I won't have enough clients, or that's too specific. No, it's not. Start there. You can always grow. You can always evolve your message. You won't be there forever, but just to get the traction, particularly for like an opt-in page or a webinar, it's a great place to start. You can always take people on the deeper journey once they're coaching with you, okay? So this is just about how we lead with our messaging and how we get traction, because the more general you are, and if you just stay in these areas, it's going to be really expensive to get ads on Facebook. You're going to have to do a lot of convincing when you're having discovery calls with clients, because they're not going to be as clear as to how you can specifically solve their problem. So just on your point too, Lindsay, the client that I had before was how to want to have sex with your husband, right? So different, but that did work, because there are a lot more women who are like not thinking about themselves, but thinking, oh my God, he's always pressuring me. What am I supposed to do? I feel like a bad wife. They're questioning, they've got that judgment. Yet the same issue is at play here. Of course they want to have an orgasm. Of course they want to feel desire and they want to be into it, but they're so busy and overwhelmed with kids and daily life, and it gets put on the back burner. It's not a priority for them, but they're feeling the guilt. So whatever you do to help women get orgasm with their husband, it's still the same. It's just a slight nuance with a proven market, which is a lot more women are more like, I don't want to have sex with my husband. How do I avoid it? Or how do I get back into it and without hating it? So yeah, so hopefully that makes some sense to you. That would be my advice. I just think there's fewer women who would respond to the message of, I'm ready to go for it and he just doesn't get me there, right? I think it would be more the other way, like how could you still use some of those principles with women who just aren't as in touch with their sexuality, and the problem right on the surface is that they're feeling very guilty about not wanting to have sex with their husband. I hope we're not, I'm turned into Dr. What's the sex doctor's name? It used to be in Australia, it used to be Dr. Feelgood. I know there was one in America called, was it Dr. Ruth or something? Anyway, so we're just talking all things sexuality in the relationship. So how do you narrow down, right? So relationships then narrow down into what are the key relationships that people generally have problems with. Mother, if you're a woman, right? Mother, kids, and obviously partner. They're the key ones, right? So then you go, okay, out of that, there goes my texter. What are then the next layer of problems in here? Okay, so keep kind of going down, and I'm not going to drill down all of them, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions as you go, even if you're listening on the replay. But I want you to then go on, it's how to manage your mother, or that's not even specific enough. I'm trying to think about how to heal your relationship with your mother if you're not speaking to her. Kids, how to get them like more calm parenting. Maybe there's a specific condition that's happening in one of your children, or maybe they're on the spectrum, or those kind of things. Like where can we get some layers of specificity there, right? And when we can do that and go down at least a couple of layers, then the reason why we do that is because it stands out. We talked yesterday about that megaphone broadcasting of marketing and the direct response, which is talking specifically, almost like whispering into someone's ear, into your perfect prospect's ear, so they hear and they respond, right? And that's what we want, and that's what we get the more specific we are, because our brains are just tuned to kind of tune into things that matter for us specifically, right? So that's why I'm saying go down the layer there, but then we want to also develop up our own approach, outcome-based coaching, okay? So how can we get them to a specific transformation rather than just open-ended life coaching that's going to make you feel better and improve your life? Okay, we want to come to an outcome, and this is what I help you do in Coach Co too. We help work out how long that should be, what steps you should be creating for your clients as well. The repeatable steps that everybody coming into your group, or if you're going to do one-on-one coaching, that's fine too. You'd still want to have this structure and framework of your approach and your system, your blueprint for success. Now, this is also something that you need help creating. Very rarely you're going to be able to do this on your own. And the reason that you can't is because I guarantee when I ask you what your process is, you're going to tell me something like, look, I've got a lot of judgment around this clearly, but you may tell me, we do 6 weeks, it's an online program, or one-on-one, we do a 1-hour coaching session and we break through these beliefs or something like that. It's like, okay, you're telling me all about your process. You're telling me all about the what you do, not where you're going to take me, not why. More the where you're going to take me is what's important. What is that beautiful paradise at the end of Paradise Road that you're going to take me for each of the steps? Let's break it down. Everyone wants to talk about in big wandering generalities, okay? we're going to get in, okay? And I'm going to challenge you, it's going to be annoying, right? Like, if you haven't got this yet. If you've already got it, we might even just be able to tweak it or use what we've got, and then we're going to go to phase 2 of Coach Co, which is all about creating a conversion event that absolutely calls in your best clients, allows them to pre-qualify themselves, and gets them to raise their hand to jump on a call already pre-qualified. So it's more a matter of going through the details. No pitch webinar, okay? You're going to have a template where you can take them through that. So this is where, once we have this and the message to market, and you have that system and the approach that you're going to take them through, you've got everything you need to do the webinar, okay? So everyone will freak out about the webinar. It's like, no, once we've got this done, which is what we do in phase 1, you can move to phase 2. If you've already got a message to market and I give you the big tick and we're cleared to go, jump into phase 2. Perhaps you've already got a webinar that you've used. I've had plenty of clients who've come to me before with their webinar and we've pimped it up. Even I was talking yesterday about Denise Duffield Thomas. I said to her, what is up with your webinar? You're just like babbling on it. Like, we've got to get this sorted out. This was a couple of years ago. And she's like, okay, show me. And I go, give me the thing. All right, this is what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. Move it. Let's go. $80,000 in one webinar. I've also got a webinar program I can share with you too. That's got all the kind of testimonials of what people have done with their webinars. But time and time again, done absolutely hundreds of them. If you have a webinar, we can come and we can look at it and optimize it. Absolutely. If you haven't started it yet, that's the main intention of this program. We've got that opportunity there. So don't just think it's for newbie coaches who haven't got anything happening. This is absolutely powering up what you already have, or if you've tried things to do, or if you've got knowledge with Facebook ads, we go to phase 3. Let me check out what you got going on. I'll be able to make it much, much better, right? So once you have those 3 with the foundation of the message to market, like it's a matter of then consistently showing up, having the support that you need, which you get in Coach Co with 3 months bonus coaching on top of your 3 months. You got 6 months in this container for $19.97. It's crazy. Okay, I will not guarantee that next time I don't know when I'm going to offer it again, but when I do, I can't even guarantee I'm going to keep it at that price. I might, and that's fine. But the advantage now is you get started now, that you can get writing, you can get your coaching, you can get access to me, and you can get moving with this so that you can start to bring in clients quicker, right? Like, why wait if things aren't working? Now, let's talk about that, why people will want to wait. They've tried a lot of things before. I get it. I will show you my paid programs bookmarks button on my Chrome. Extension or bookmarks list. You'll die. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years. Spent thousands, hundreds and thousands of dollars. So I understand. Some of them, fantastic, amazing, life-changing. Some of them, not so good. Some of them, terrible. Okay? But I don't dwell on it. I'm just like, okay, all right, I didn't do my due diligence on that one. Okay, that wasn't quite what I needed. But you always get something out of it. But I don't want you to just walk away with this as, I kind of got something out of it. I want you to have the deeper shifts that you need that aren't offered in a lot of programs, okay? And by shifts, I mean in terms of your marketing strategy, okay? Not only will you get marketing mindset support in this program, not just by me, but by a certified life coach, Amanda, who is the bomb, but you also get solid strategies step by step. A lot of people kind of want to pull away from that because it does invite clients to kind of question things, indulge in drama, need a little bit more support, but they need support because that's what's going to move the needle. Okay, we're not going to sit in theory and pontificate and research and procrastinate everything. We want to get moving. Okay, and that's what this program is designed to do. So you're going to think, I've tried other things before. That's fine. If you want to speak to me about specifics, no problem. There is a 14-day guarantee. You can get in there, you can see everything, you can come to the live sessions. If it's not your jam, it's not your jam. Totally get it. You don't have to submit work, it's fine. That's why it's a shorter guarantee. But don't just come in and dick around and then, scratch your itch to buy a program and then jump out. Like, be fair about it, but I definitely want to have that as an option for you. The other thing is money. People can say, but I've spent so much money on my business, or I don't have the money now. If you don't have the money now, no problem. Don't buy it. It's okay. I get it, right? But if you want to know as well, there is a 12-monthly payment plan. Okay. So here I am taking the risk on this program for you. You'll be in it for 6 months, but the payment plan is 12. All right. So I'm giving you a chance to get in and apply what we've got so that you can make it work for you. So $197 a month. This is all US dollar pricing, by the way, $197 a month for live coaching support, Facebook group support, and an extensive 3-phase curriculum. Okay, so the money issue may be able to be overcome by the payment plan, and if not, then that's okay. If you don't have the money, I'm not here. Take what you can out. I'm not here to push you into things that you don't have the money for. It's, you know, it's designed to be something that's going to give you the support and guidance to help you and give you great value. Okay, it's a promise of value to you, not a sunk cost. All right, this is definitely not about sunk costs, regrets, all of those kind of things. This is about making sure that, yeah, make the right decision for you. Look it up. Ask me questions. Ask in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. You know, I have been doing this for a decade. I've had so many coaching clients, and I wouldn't have that if I hadn't been helping people, if I hadn't got the experience to help people. I haven't just learnt this from a coach last year, and I'm trying to teach it to you, okay? This is hard-won information. Trust me, I've been working hard on this for a long time. Not that that matters to you. That's once again talking about me, but I'm just saying this is, I'm ready to go all in and show up for you. I hope you are too. But if you're one of those people who knows that you invest in programs and don't take action, then don't do it, because you probably won't again, right? That's fine. I want people in who are serious about getting results, because I'm going to be partner with you and be serious about getting results too. So money might be the issue. Time, you might be like, okay, I don't have much time. Okay, well, don't have a business, because it takes a bit of time to do stuff. But you can do, you know, it's designed to be done in about an hour a week of like learning. You might come to one of the coaching calls, or say you come to 2. Maybe it's like 1 to 3 hours a week of your time. Okay, so if you don't have any of that time, then once again, you know, if you're you can just access the curriculum, because it's so step by step. If you just want to dive in and do your pieces online and not come to any of the live calls, all the live calls are recorded anyway. But if you want to do that and just use the Facebook group, fine. But like the live coaching is where it's at. So if you're thinking, I don't want to show up to any live coaching, you're missing out. Okay, so bringing it together, it's just huge. What other, and you can help me with any other objections you've got too. You might think, oh, it's too newbie for me. We can meet you wherever you're at, okay? I have had, I've got 2 7-figure clients right now as my private clients. So if you're a 7-figure operator, I mean, I can't imagine you're probably going to be watching this video, but if you are, I work with you, I can work with you privately. So I've got 2 7-figure beautiful women entrepreneurs and coaches right now in my private client stable, and I have 6-figure clients in my mastermind. Coach Co is designed to sort of jump in and jumpstart things, but it doesn't mean I don't have, you know, I don't have room for people who are at 6 figures and sort of want to get a taste of this and get things moving, because you are going to get some amazing transformation. Right, I think that is, I'm playing with, I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Claire. Hang on, I might have to check. Anyway, I'm playing with, I help women in their 50s get healthy and leave behind the starting and stopping. Yeah, like starting and stopping what? Okay, so when we talk about the situationally specific problem, like the get healthy is also a bit esoteric, right? Like it's a bit of your paradise road. You know, we're talking about paradise, but then we're not even really describing that as great paradise. I like the specificity of women in their 50s. There's a lot, and they're on Facebook. We can talk to them, absolutely. So with that, I would invite you to get clearer on the situationally specific problem. What is that problem that they're trying to overcome? And you can do this with a few different problems. It might be energy after menopause. It might be losing their looks and fitness. So I had a client in my mastermind who had who helps women in their 50s, you know, get through menopause through fitness and feel confident again and that kind of thing. So we talked about how menopause doesn't have to be, you know, the death knell of life anymore, and how they could reclaim their hotness, because a lot of these women were already, how we nuanced this for her was like, she came to me helping women in their 50s, like, you know, with their fitness and diet and lose weight. I think it was not happy hormones, that's Lisa Curry, but it was that kind of thing, like hormonal to hot, right? But the problem was she was getting a lot of clients, and this is where your messaging is important. She'd talk about, okay, well, you can still lose weight even when you're in menopause, but really the clients she wanted to pull in, because that still lose weight in menopause message was bringing in women who just wanted a magic pill, a magic button, and weren't prepared to exercise. They hated exercise, in fact. They were feeling depleted of energy, did not want to exercise. And Chrissy is like, exercise crazy, right? Like she has always been. She used to be in resorts, cruise ships as a fitness instructor. She's awesome. And she's a hot grandma. She's a grandma and she's hot. I'm like, look, you got this amazing proof point of being the hot grandma. You have this system that is about food and nutrition and exercise for this shift in life and for menopause. We've got the specificity of the menopause. The one thing you're missing here, and the reason that you're getting the clients who aren't doing the work or who aren't clients that you are in love with, is that you're targeting the women who've never done exercise before. Whereas you've got this whole raft of women who have exercised, are proud of their bodies, and just noticing that shift in menopause that's making it a lot harder to lose their weight, or not lose their weight. It's they're gaining belly fat despite their exercising. So what they've always done has stopped working, and it's not their fault. Guess what? Her hormonal to hot system is the answer. That's her back on the circles. That's her approach system blueprint. But you see how fresh and different that is, and see how just slightly nuanced we get traction, right? And then she was able to do live workshop series like this and enroll people into her $3,000 program. And then at one point in time, she's like, oh, I don't know, I want to, I need to kickstart this. I said, you can do one-on-one if you want. Just get in there and if you need a bit of let's rev it up. And she was like, oh, no, my list don't really want that. And I'm like, all right, why don't you give it a go? Here's an email. We do this in Coach Code too. If you've already got a list that you want to kind of reactivate and fire it back up, I've got these email templates that are like gold. I created them for coaches, but they were embedded in the beautiful Dean Jackson, who is an amazing man. I've met a few times and I've been lucky to do so because he has amazing strategies. But we tweaked some of those emails to go out. And anyway, she just did one and she enrolled four $4,000 clients in one day. So this is the thing, when you have your message there, sometimes people are just waiting for the right invitation. I'm sure a few of you with Coach Co are like, oh no, it's only $2,000. It's not really what I need. I need something more. I need more support. Well, I have the Mastermind Success Secrets program where we get you up and running with your mastermind. You get a lot more kind of hands-on support with ads and copy and things like that. So that might be the next layer, but I want you to already have clients and have your message kind of bedded down before you come into that, right? So that's what Coach Co is all about. But yes, so do you see what I mean? With the women in their 50s, you're way up here. We got to get down in here. So with that, it's get healthy. Is it through fitness? Is it through nutrition? Is what's your unique mechanism in health and nutrition? What's fresh and different? You could say, oh, well, I show them how to do keto or something. I'm not saying you do because I don't know, but so what? I see that everywhere. I can get that. I can just grab a plan and I've tried it. It doesn't really work. Oh, I don't know. It's hard. What I'd invite you to do is, what are some of those commonly held beliefs that market has about getting healthy, right? What are some of their obstacles to success? What is a common kind of thread through those women in their 50s? All right, so that is way too broad. If you went to the women getting healthy, and I'm not poo-pooing it, please don't think I'm hoping that I can help you. I don't know what the starting and stopping refers to, so please fill me in on that. I'm just coming back here as well and seeing if I can see. I've been having trouble with the seeing what that looks like on there. But yes, I know that it feels like, well, I'm stopping and starting, and that's specific. It's stopping and starting in what area and why? Not that you have to put that in your message, but that's the kind of thing that I like to dive into and find in there, so that we can really make that happen. The other thing is, if you do have a proven kind of plan or methodology that you take people through, you can think of something like a certification, how people could get certified in this. And I was thinking of that for you too, Lindsay, in terms of if you want to do a group, but your people want to do, they still want to do one-on-one or traditional therapy, right? Or coaching or whatever it might be. So I've had this for one of my past clients who would help newborn mothers. And she was feeling frustrated because she had an online course. It was $97, and look, she was making about $4,000 a month, I think, on various things. But a lot of it, she was still doing one-on-one coaching. And she was like, no, but my passion is to help newborn mothers stop, get the support they need. And this trigger warning might be because for her it was about the suicide rate for newborn mothers is actually really high, and I know the work that I do can prevent that, and that's my mission, which I loved that she had the mission there as well. And I was like, well, guess what? Let's get the butterfly effect happening. You have a process that other birth professionals, yoga teachers, doulas could be using with their newborn mother clients. And you can help them create that. And then you've got this ripple effect of them going to help more people and making a bigger difference without you having to do all the heavy lifting. So that's another method I've helped a few clients with, having like a certification or almost like a train the trainer with your coaching. You could do too, just as an aside there. I'm seeing another video on there and oh my goodness, I put my face right up to the screen and whoa, that is confronting. Anyway, okay, I'm looking in here and seeing what else you have, because why is that there? I need to take that other one off. Anyway, yes. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense there. Oh, that's you, Megan. Megan, you're Nikki's friend, I think. Nikki was telling me about you. Or I think I saw you post something on her thing. So yes, we need a bit of nuance with that. Hopefully that gives you an idea. But if you're in healthy, I'd then say, okay, what part of healthy? Fitness, nutrition, mindset might just be the mindset side of it. What are you helping them overcome? Okay, so it's like more like a weight loss kind of thing, starting and stopping a new health kick diet exercise routine. So many women, it's great to start but stop. Absolutely. See, now that specificity is great. It's like how to develop stickability, right? How to keep your word to yourself so that you can have the body you've been denying yourself, or the body you've dreamed of, right? That's where we start, and then even in might not even have to say for women in their 50s. The beautiful thing is when you do ads with the right language that talks to that life stage, and we get to target with Facebook ads, we get to target that age group. So that is where demographics are helpful. And you can overlay, so we can target women in their 50s in Oz, New Zealand, Canada, US. But then you can overlay with a bit of the psychographic or the hearts and minds stuff. So if we know that they want to be healthy, that they're following some healthy people, but they're just not sticking, then that's who I'd suggest we layer the targets with. So you might go with someone in America, there's more like JJ Virgin. Here it's like, your Pete Evans or your, who's that woman? I love her Thermomix books. Quirky Cooking. Not 100% sure you can target that on Facebook, but I love Quirky Cooking. Jo Whitten, I think her name is. I like to think of myself as like I'm healthy minded, but I'm exactly that. I'm not quite my 50s. I'm 47, but that would speak to me. It's like, oh yeah, the sticking to it. Even when I was talking to my girlfriend about the Peloton today, and she exercises shit like a demon. And she's like, I'm just scared I wouldn't use it. And I'm like, no, you will use it because you already go and exercise. And I said, I don't stick at things, and I have been doing it every single day since I got it for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks, look at me. I'm like, woohoo, that's sticking at things for me. So I would talk in terms of, and look, you don't have to use the word stickability. It depends on your own, like how you would express it. But if I would suggest that finding terms that people would know, and stickability kind of makes sense. So that's another tip actually. How can you make it a bit more conversational, experty, lecturery, if that makes sense? That can help too. But thank you for sharing what you are thinking of. I love, this is my jam. I love working these things out. And often it comes a lot easier for me to do when we can have that conversation, which we'd have in when we're coaching in Coach Co as well. But yeah, throw them at me. There's not as many people on live because guess what? I didn't get myself organized today, emailing out that I was going to go live, and I didn't do my socials because I'm just like you guys. I just, when I get round to it, I get round to it. So I'm the ultimate in let's set up some frameworks. I'm the poster gal for being able to kind of get by, make it happen. I'm definitely not here to say, post. do this, put yourself out there, air all your dirty laundry. No, we all have our standards and things that we like to do. And when we're a bit challenged, what can we do that works within that scope, and go for it. So if you haven't already got that workbook, have the workbook. The niche specific guide, let me put that in there. I'll actually edit the description here if I can. Edit post, and I'll put the niche guide in. If you haven't got it, that's a good place to start. But there's no kind of substitute. I was trying to think of the word. It's a bit like the Arnott's Biscuits logo. There's no substitute for quality. There's no substitute for having the conversations and the coaching on this too. You probably heard, especially Megan, if you're in LCS, they talk a lot about, like, either Brooke's more like, you have to have a niche, go your layers, do it. But you don't really have much guidance on how to do it, right? They're just like, no, we'll go and do it, just go and test it. But you can spend a lot of money and a lot of time wasted testing something that doesn't work, when really you need advice from someone who knows what flies on Facebook and what doesn't. What's already proven because they've worked with hundreds of clients and they've known. Like, I've had some clients, I'm like, oh yeah, that niche is great, let's go test it. It's like, so I will know now that's in my back pocket to go, no, that one that doesn't is really general career stuff. That's really hard to make work on Facebook. I've had a lot of clients there. I've had some clients as well, like Jane, who came to me and, one launch of her mastermind made $90,000 after she was in my mastermind for a year. So we were able to get her quicker clients quickly to begin with, one-on-ones, and then by the end she could have her $90,000 launches because she got clear on that message. But when she first came, it was just about general career coaching, and that was what we had to kind of shift and shape and change. I'm putting the niche guide in here as well. Free niche guide you can opt in for there. But yeah, I worked on a lot of coaching niches, so hopefully that can give you some advice. If you're watching on replay, which a lot of you will be, because I didn't quite get my stuff together on socials to get you organized and get you all in here, but I'm glad some of you are on live. If you've got any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. We're on the hour now, so I'm going to wrap up, but I'm here till Wednesday. Well, I mean, the group isn't going away, but this is me showing up fully. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to talk about yet. Well, I like to be kind of taken by the mood. I think, we might do some more Q&A or some workshopping. Actually, tomorrow I did have something. I did know. For those of you who are like, I didn't catch all the words in the workbook, I'm going to go through the workbook tomorrow. Workbook tomorrow. Bring your copy. I will step it through nowhere near as fast as I have been. Okay? So, workbook run through. Sunday. It depends. Sunday for me, that's Saturday for you in the US. I don't know. Sometimes I just want to take it easy, but I'll come in and talk to you, and we'll talk opt-in pages. Monday, some more ads stuff. Bring your ads questions. Tell me what you're doing with your ads. Tell me what you're thinking of doing with your ads. And Wednesday, I've got Amanda coming. Amanda Webster is like my golden ticket. She is a certified life coach who coaches every single week in the program. You have that mindset coaching there ready to go. She is so good. She just did a training last week in the group. She does training, but you can also get one-on-one coaching. Fear versus fierce, right? How to overcome putting yourself out there, like how to not overcome it, how to embrace putting yourself out there and still keep doing it rather than let it defeat you and you stop. A bit like that stickability thing, Megan. So that's what we got. That's what I got for you. But I'm here. I'm in the comments, so please fill me in, and I love seeing you here. Okay, have a great day or evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.